So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the user experience of the Collage Creator. So first off, there is a condensed version of a style guide, which includes the colours that have been used throughout the application, the logo that was used and where it was taken from, typography, the typography that can be seen throughout the whole of the application, the sizes of them and the different ways that they can possibly come in, icons that have been used, and the buttons and the information on the buttons as well. So when you open up the application, it comes to an onboarding sequence. So this page here is just welcoming the user to the Collage Creator. They have the option to either skip it or to click next. On the next page, it is showing the user different features that the Collage Creator offers to them, and then it allows them the option to share with their friends on social media as opposed to saving them if they don't want to save them, and they can just share them. This is the homepage. So included on the homepage is the sign in, help, and search bar. So the search bar is really beneficial to the user if they are looking for something in particular, but they don't have to trawl through loads and loads of different components just to find the one they wanted. It just makes it easier for them. And then on the homepage as well is the themes that are included. So instead of going onto more of a closed menu and doing it as an open so that the user can see it on the homepage as they open it up, it's just easier for them to see the different styles as opposed to going on the menu, clicking the style, and then seeing what the style looks like. It's all there for them. They can choose straight off the homepage. If they find one more interesting than the other, they can do whatever they want with it. So this is beneficial to the user in that sense. And then there is also different templates as well. So if they did want to create their own collage but didn't want to use a specific theme, they can create their own. So the Collage Creator offers different sizes, so they can do a Polaroid, the typical photograph sizes, a square, and custom, so they can do whatever size they want. It is really good for the user to be able to do that because there's so much flexibility if they don't want to choose a theme, and if there's a certain size the collage has to be, then that's where they will use the custom template. So if we go on to sign in, this is a typical sign in page that a lot of websites use. So here we just have the email address and passwords, the typical sign-in process. There is also an option as well to sign in with Google and Apple. It's just easier for the user to do that if they already have accounts with either Google or Apple instead of typing in all their information. The same is with the create account as well. So if you click on there, it comes up with the same details. So you just have to fill in your name, your email address, your password. Again, that is just if you want to create an account directly with Collage Creator, but there is the option for them to do continue with Google and continue with Apple as well, just to save them time if they already have accounts with those. It's also easier to keep track of passwords as well, so the chances of them actually forgetting the password, going through the hassle of forgetting password, going through their emails to try and find the link, etc., etc., it's just easier if the user can use Google or Apple because hopefully they'll remember the passwords to those. So going off from there, just going to choose a theme, which is Christiana. Down the side here, there's different options that the user can do. So it's kind of like a toolbar. If they don't want the collage to be one big piece, they can split it out. So there is a layout option, so they can split the pages up. So they can add pictures into them or change the backgrounds, just kind of separate them into different sections if they don't want one big one. And then background color as well. So there is a color wheel here where they can choose their colors from that. They can change the opacity as well. If they do happen to have a specific color theme in mind, they can just use the hex as well if they find something on Google that they like, and if they have that information, it is there for them to type in directly as opposed to going through all the colours and trying to find which one matches theirs, because that is frustrating. And then there's text option as well, so they can select whatever font they want. It'll include all the typical fonts that most applications use these days. They can change the sizing of it and the weight of it as well. There is also the option to change the alignment as well, which can be beneficial in some cases. And same with the background colours scenario. The same is on the text as well. And then there's images. So images are specific to the different themes that I've chosen, which I will show throughout the course of the video. But these images in particular are kind of focused around the theme of Christiana. So these are some of the images that might be used in the style of her. It just gives the user the option to use like pre-existing images instead of including their own. And then shapes as well. So this here is especially good with the Christiana theme, purely because she does use a lot of shapes. So the user doesn't have to use the shapes from the images that are already there. They can just create their own as well. And then the user can upload an image or take a picture there and then that they can use. So down the side here, it shows the user what style they're currently using, and it also gives the option to change them as well. So for example, I want to go to minimalism. It'll change, and the only thing that I'll change about it is the images. So if you see here, all these images are more minimalized, they're more focused towards minimalism, which the user would want if they chose that style. Also to mention over here, there is a toolbar here as well. So if anything goes wrong with a collage maker, the user can undo it. If they accidentally delete something, they can redo it. If they want to copy an image and paste it elsewhere, they have that option. If they chose an image from Google, they can paste it as opposed to saving the image, importing it. It's just a long-winded process to save an image and import it, as opposed to just a simple copy and paste. As well as that, there is also the option to select different components and group them as well. So for example, in XD, you can group all of these words here together and include the background of them as well. You can group them and make them as one component. So if I was to move this whole thing, everything will move with it, as opposed to moving the background and moving the letters individually. It just creates a better experience for the user, because it can be really, really frustrating if everything is in the right place where you want it to be, but you have to move it all individually. So again, just going through, there's Kitsch. These are some of the images for Kitsch. Zaha Hadid, these are some of her buildings. And also there is own style. So with their own style, if they use their own template, typically the images here will be images that they've already uploaded to the gallery. This would not happen if they don't sign in. So if they don't sign into the application, this images here will appear blank until they add their own. But say for example, if they do sign into the collage maker, then all their images from previous collages will be stored here. So these are just a few examples of different images. And once the user is finished, they can save their creation. They have the option to save it as a PDF if they need it as a file as opposed to an image. Say if they were sending it off as an email, it's much easier to save straight away as a PDF as to saving an image and then converting it into a PDF. And then if we go back on, they can share with friends as well. So they have the option for Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook, which are the most common social medias used these days. So they do have that option as well. And also another feature that is added is if they decide they don't want to continue with the collage maker, they just want to exit, it just takes them straight back to the homepage. So that's everything with the Collage Creator and how to navigate it.